Think of your favorite big movies, the movies that everybody talks about, the huge Hollywood blockbusters like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or the Transformers, and Transformers 2, and Transformers 3. You ever wonder what goes into making these huge Hollywood blockbusters, movies with revenues like these? Oh. There we go. Which $678 million for Infinity War. Insane. Stats from, and this is from stats from the biggest blockbusters of 2018, published by ComScore in 2018. As a movie lover, this question has been on my mind for a while. A lot of people think that blockbusters are too shallow, but I think that's kind of diminishing. According to Stephen Prince in his analysis, The Hollywood Blockbuster, written in 2003 and published by the University of Oklahoma, Hollywood blockbusters captured the American imagination because it's still the nation's dream machine. And I think this is especially true because Hollywood blockbusters are engineered to reflect the times themselves in the present and what American ideals are today. Today I'm going to show you the origin and the significance of the Hollywood blockbuster and the thought that goes into making them. So the Hollywood blockbuster, not many people know this, but it was born out of a crisis in the 1950s facing studios. They weren't making a lot of money after World War II, and this is for a variety of factors. According to The Promise is Great, written by Marco Cucco in 2009 and published by Media Culture and Society, the causes were migration from urban centers to suburban centers where there weren't a lot of cinemas, scandals from McCarthyism, so the movie industry was heavily attacked by McCarthy and sort of accusations of communism among stars, and new competing media like television, because back then there wasn't much of a difference in the quality between TV and movies. So they started making less movies and instead switched from quantity to quality. So they invested more money into 3 movies per year. And these movies had greater spectacle because of the money, and that's what set them apart, incidentally, from these television movies, or television shows that were taking the revenue away. So what makes these, who makes these big movies today? They're called the majors, and they're the best at creating the largest most high-quality blockbuster motion pictures in the United States. And they also have the largest distributing rights in the United States as well. So if they go to a movie theater or cinema, they're automatically going to be able to distribute the movies in that theater. For example, Universal Studios made the Fast and the Furious franchise, and according to the data set called Production Budgets of Movies in the Fast and Furious series, published by TheNumbers.com in January 2020, the production budget for the most recent Fast was $250 million, which is insane, and that's not even including the marketing budget, which is $100 to $200 million after the fact. So where does this money actually get allocated to? The production budget is made by a producer who oversees the entire project from its inception to when it's finally made and shot and edited. The money for this process is called the negative cost, and it kind of goes like this. It's the development from the producer working with the screenwriter, getting to the final script, then the pre-production, which is the producer building a team and casting a crew that's able to make these Hollywood blockbusters, because you can't just get any sort of auteur like Martin Scorsese or something and make a Hollywood blockbuster. You need a specific cast and a crew. I think Michael Bay is a great example of a director who constantly gets these big sort of blockbuster movies and is able to produce and direct them. And then you build a schedule around that. Then you actually go to the production, you shoot it, you follow the specific timeline, and obviously things go awry in that time. And then there's post-production, which is editing, sound effects, virtual effects, that sort of thing. But money isn't everything. There's a couple strategies that blockbusters use in the industry, the studios use in the industry to make their blockbusters appealing to consumers. So here are some strategies that you can look out for when you go to see movies. in Hollywood blockbusters. So oftentimes there's purposely minimal dialogue in Hollywood blockbusters. This is actually on purpose so that the audience can relate to the characters more, because you tend to relate to characters that don't speak as much. They also purposely use a lot of spectacle in Hollywood blockbusters on purpose to get the big audience draw. There's the saturation booking strategy, so on the opening weekend, studios will book as many theaters as possible to book their movie and show their movie. So then, a couple weeks after, they'll taper off, and this is because the week before, they'll advertise really heavily on TV and social media, especially nowadays, social media. And then leading up to that, then the saturation booking strategy is a good option. And then there's also star power. Using movie stars in your movie is the best way to get a target demographic to come see it. For me personally, I don't know about you guys, but every Leonardo DiCaprio movie that I've ever seen, it's usually not because I heard that the movie was super good, even though it could be, but I love Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm probably going to see everything that he's ever in. So I hope you can appreciate now the work that goes into a Hollywood blockbuster, and maybe next time you go see a Hollywood blockbuster, you can understand how they're stealing your money with psychological tricks. Thank you.